Hello, you, it's me, and happy Sunday to all, or happy whatever day it is that you might be watching this. Anyway, um, today was a very exciting day. This is Zoe. Zoe found a bug for me so that I could pick it up and flush it down the toilet. It's a pretty big bug, too, which is impressive for a little cat. Also, I almost flushed my glasses down the toilet because one of the arms broke off of my glasses, and I am poor, so I can't go get a new pair. So I taped it up, and it fell off my face and almost got flushed down the toilet, but thank God I grabbed it. Gross as it is, at least my toilet's clean. Washed up my glasses, and they're okay. And also, what else happened today? Oh yeah, I found out that I lost a few more pounds. That's exciting and fun. I always love that. Part of it is due to the intermittent fasting that I've been doing. And I've been doing that because I don't have enough money for food. Maybe Amber should try that diet. Don't have enough money for food, or just don't buy a bunch of food and wait. And maybe you won't eat so much. Anyway, so it's actually been kind of a fun day, and I thought, since we're here, and I did say that I would talk about how I got Zoe, so I will. Now, as you may or may not know, I did lose my beautiful little girl, Jinx, due to pneumonia that came on quite suddenly. And I still have my beautiful girl, Jax. They were sisters, came from the same litter and all. So it was just Jax and I for a while. And I was quite happy with that. I would have stayed with that. But then a neighbor came over and said, another neighbor just dropped these little kittens off. And, she can't keep both of them. She thought about keeping one. And so I said, well, I don't know if I can keep it, but are they healthy? Yes, they're very healthy. They were born indoors, because there's a lot of outdoor cats around here. And they're both very healthy. It was a little boy and a little girl. And they wanted to keep the little boy. So I thought, well, I will take the little girl for now. As long as she's healthy, I'll take her and watch her until you can find a home for her. And I thought, that might be a nice thing for me. I miss my Jinx so much. And I wasn't trying to replace her, but I thought, well, I have a home enough for two kitties, so I'll take her for a while and watch over her until you can find a home. Well, it was the next day or two. I was worried because her nose was a little warm, and I thought she might have a fever. And so I called the neighbor and I said, look, this little kitty needs to go to the vet or something because I'm worried that she might be sick, and I don't want her to get my older cat sick. And she said, oh, there's nothing I can do. I don't have any money. I can't do anything. You took the cat. I was extremely angry. But I got her looked over. I got her taken care of. Cat's fine. And I let that little mishap go. But what I realized at that point is she wasn't planning on finding this little girl kitty a home. So I thought, well, maybe I could go through some organizations and I could foster her until there is a permanent home for her. And so that's what I decided to do. Now, in the meantime, I thought about things like getting her fixed to make sure that, she doesn't have any babies. And so I went to the neighbor who had the little boy cat, and I said, hey, what are you doing about getting him neutered? And she said, I don't know. I don't really have the money. And I said, well, I have heard of some organizations where you can get them spayed and neutered for free or for a very discounted rate. Do you want me to look into that for you as well as for the little kitty I have? And she said, yeah, that would be great. So I spent hours and hours and hours and hours, as Amber would say, but I actually did it. Calling in different places, finding different locations where they have clinics where you can get a cat spayed and neutered for a, like I said, either free or for a lower price. And I found a place that was quite low, and I thought this would be perfect. And so I had planned to make an appointment for both cats together. And so I called her and I said, yeah, I found a place that'll be really good. And so she says, oh, well, we decided we're going to get rid of the cat. And we're going to put this little boy cat in a shelter. And I mean, what was I going to say? You can't do that? You know, but it was upsetting to me because, you know, they're both of them are so cute and so sweet. And the shelters right now are extremely packed with kittens, just full. She had to make an appointment to drop off the cat. And what are you going to say to that? You know, she said, I can't afford it, blah, blah, blah. Neither could I, but, you know, you make it work the best you can. And so I said, all right, well, can they take both cats? Because I considered that possibility. And she said, I don't know. Let me call and find out. Then later on that day, she calls me. She says, oh, no, I want to keep this kitty. And I know how much you want to keep your kitty, which, you know, at this point, I'm getting a little attached. And she says, you know, I'll do whatever you want me to do, and we'll get them fixed together. I also found a place where you can get very discounted or free shots to keep them up to date. And she said, oh, we'll do it all together. It'd be so great. Just let me know. So I said, okay, I will call you back after I've made appointments for the both of them. So, and this was during the weekend. So when the week started, I went ahead and made appointments for both of them together. And at this point, I was calling her Zoe. And at this point, the little boy cat was called Milo, which very cute name. And so I was very excited. I found all these places where it's very inexpensive. And I even told her that I would help her pay for it if she needed, because she was saying, oh, I don't have a job anymore. I lost my job and my husband's retired and we don't have a lot of money. And I understand that because I don't have a lot of money either. But I wanted to make sure the cats were taken care of, the little kittens, they're healthy. You know, you go out of your way for those that are helpless, which, you know, these kittens were. And so I made all the appointments, and then I called her back that morning and said, hey, well, actually, what I did is I called her back, and I got no answer. So I sent her a text message saying, hey, I made appointments for the kitties, and everything is set and ready to go. So she calls me back and says, oh, I got rid of the cat. And I was like, what? I thought you were going to keep the cat. She's like, no, she wasn't getting along with my other cat, and blah, 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 on and on and on. Excuse. And I'm like, well, when did this happen? When did you get rid of the cat? Oh, we got rid of him over the weekend. You couldn't call and tell me? I was very angry. And it wasn't because she got rid of her cat, because I can understand. It's hard work. taking care of them, making sure that they're healthy, making sure they're fed, making sure they get their appointments. All that stuff is very expensive. It's hard to take care of pets sometimes, okay? I get that. But she could have just let me know. She could have just let me know. And she didn't. She said, oh, I gave it to a friend of mine who really wanted it. It turns out her friend, quote unquote, somebody she hardly knows, it's my neighbor. She gave the cat to my neighbor, which actually is kind of cool because, she's a nice person, and I want, all I ever wanted for these two little kittens is to have a nice home, a nice forever home. So I was glad in a way that she gave the cat away, because if she couldn't take care of him, she couldn't take care of him. But she could have told me, and I don't know, you tell me, is that a reason to be upset? Because I went out of my way to make appointments for both little kittens, and she didn't tell me. So as a result, I had to cancel the appointments for him, and that delayed some of my appointments. So most of my appointments are a few months away, unfortunately. But at least the cat is healthy. The cat is happy. She runs around, little Zoe runs around like a crazy person or a crazy cat, whatever you want to call it. She's got a lot of energy, put it that way. A lot of energy. She's just adorable and sweet, and I'm so happy to have her. And although I did consider fostering her, I just fell in love with her. I mean, how could you not? Look at those beautiful blue eyes, and she's just the sweetest little thing. And honestly, my older cat, Jax, really likes her. In fact, I found it so much fun to watch Jax watching Zoe, watching her pop around, playing with stuff. She's, like I said, she's very energetic. She's only about 6 months old, so she's very energetic, running around. And Jax gets such amusement from watching her. And they do play too. They eat together, they play together. Now, I don't know if they'll ever be as close as Jax and Jinx were, because they were sisters. They have always been together. They were always together. But I'm hoping, I can see that Jax isn't annoyed by Zoe. And that's the first step. And like I said, they can eat together happily. They play together. And Jax just loves watching Zoe pop around and play. So I think it's a good fit. And I've had her for about a month, almost a month. And I still have my reservations because, my beautiful Jinx died April 1st. And I felt like it was way too soon to get another cat. In fact, when I had my cat Pumpkin, I waited a year before I got Jinx and Jax. So I felt like it was way too soon, and I got very upset over it, and constantly fighting, is this good, is this not good? But I know that with me she will be safe, and I can take care of her, and I feel like I can give her a good home. I got all of her health stuff underway. She won't get fixed until December because that was the earliest appointment. I lost the November one. But I feel like I can take care of her. And if there's a time where I feel like I can't, then I would work really hard to find a good home for her, because I've rescued kittens that are running around the streets. And I've rescued them and found homes for them. And I could probably find a home for Zoe if I really worked at it, but honestly, she stole my heart. She's just such a sweetheart. She really is. And I am more than happy to share her with you. And I will be putting up more videos of Zoe and of Jax, so you can see all the little craziness that they do. And I get a big kick out of it. In fact, the reason why I called her Zoe is Zoe means life. And she definitely brought some life to myself and to Jax. And we really enjoy her, and she's enjoying us. I mean, the first day that I brought her home, actually the first hour that I brought her home, she was purring and cuddling and just seemed so thankful to be in my home and just to be cared about, because I don't think she had been up to that point. I don't know where she came from. I was told that she was born in a home of a cat who was very taken care of, and that was definitely not the truth, because she had some fleas, not a lot, but she had some fleas, she had worms. You know, I had to take care of all that stuff. And those are generally markers of outdoor cats or wild cats. It's not usually the marker of a house cat or kittens that were born from a house cat. I could be wrong, but I feel like the neighbor who handed her over to me was not honest about anything. And so my guess is they were probably wild cats, but her and her brother. But I mean, they are beautiful. How could you not look at this beautiful little face and want to, grab her up? And she's very cuddly, she's very sweet. She loves to sleep right next to me, on top of me, everywhere around me. Which Jax is, she sleeps around me, but she's not as touchy as other cats. She likes to have her own space. And I respect that, and I love her for it. She's my doll. She's going to be 9 in just a week, and I love her to death. So don't get me wrong there. But it is nice to have a little lap cat again, like Jinx was. She was definitely a little lap cat. And Zoe is also a lap cat, and I just love it. Although come winter time, they both will be there, let's face it. And who can blame them? You want to stay warm. But anyway, that was the story of how I got Zoe. I'm very happy to have her in my home. Jax is very happy to have her in our home too. And I'll give you updates, let you know what's going on. Because, both Zoe and Jax are both beautiful, beautiful cats. I'm so proud of them. And so I'll show them more often, so you'll see them. Anyway, that's all I got to say.